Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do a continuation about retinoids, a subject that I covered last week, but I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about our more advanced retinoid based products and retinols that we carry here in the salon and online, and I'm just going to explain a little bit about why they're different. And this might be for your more intermediate advanced users of retinol, or I have a few products here that are absolutely perfect for someone who has very sensitive skin and would like to bring vitamin A into their regime. So with vitamin A based products, you might sometimes hear different percentages being thrown around when people talk about vitamin A and retinol. So I don't want you to get too bogged down in that, because different strengths mean different things for different skincare brands. So don't get too bogged down in that. Obviously ask whoever you're buying your retinoid based product off the strength, or tell them if it's your first time using it, or that if you're a little bit more advanced. But more often than not, if you're jumping from one brand to another, your therapist should always start you on the lowest level, because there could be some differences between the makeup of the product. So don't get too bogged down in the percentage. You want to get the right information from your skincare professional about the right product. So the first product I'm going to talk about is from ASAP, and this is their Super A complex. I love this particular retinol because not only is it your retinol or your vitamin A based serum, it has a multitude of different ingredients that are only going to benefit your anti-aging or your active aging regime. So they have cross-linked hyaluronic acid, and when you hear something like cross-linked hyaluronic acid, it means that it has 50 times the moisture retaining properties as a regular just basic hyaluronic acid serum. So this is incorporated in your vitamin A. It also has peptides in it. So peptides I'm going to talk about a little bit more next week in detail, but peptides are your structural proteins in the skin that give us that firm, that plumpness. It's got that, and it's got two anti-irritant ingredients as well that's also in vitamin A in this Super A complex. So it's got allotonin, which is great at softening, and it's got another ingredient as well that has a really complicated name that I'm not going to try and pronounce, but it basically, these are your two anti-irritants that are going to basically combat and cancel out that peeling or tightness that some people might find with a retinol. So your Super A complex happens to come in a duo at the moment on our site with your Super B complex, and I've spoken about this before. It has your niacinamide, it has your hyaluronic acid as well, and it's great at calming an irritated skin. It's great for keeping your pores really strong, so it'll help refine your pores. You can actually use these two ingredients together, so you can pop your Super B on first and then you can follow it up with your Super A complex, or you can mix a pump of each together. Because they're made by the same brand, the ingredients will complement each other, and you can use that as your introduction, using it every second night to begin with, but gradually building up your tolerance to using it every night. As I mentioned earlier, different brands will have different percentages, and they will have a different step up program. So you wouldn't necessarily have a skincare brand that will go full throttle with their highest amount of retinol straight onto the skin with no climatizing. So with SkinCeuticals in particular, we start off with a 0.3%, we work your way up to a 0.5%, and SkinCeuticals in salon only, we can prescribe a 1% retinol to our clients when we feel that their skin has acclimatized. Ideally after a SkinCeuticals facial, our SkinCeuticals therapist here will be able to assess the skin, but we will always, even if you're moving from a different brand, we will always start you off on 0.3% of a new brand, and we will work our way up slowly to getting you the best results. So we're going to increase cell turnover, we're going to work on texture, we're going to work on pigmentation when we're using retinols, and it really is the anti-aging ingredient that we want everyone to work into their routine. So there is a 1% strength SkinCeuticals retinol. This can only be prescribed by your SkinCeuticals therapist in a clinic that deals with SkinCeuticals, and that's once we know you have safely acclimatized yourself to 0.3 and again 0.5. With SkinCeuticals retinol, we would always suggest that you apply it onto a clean, dry skin, and if you want to apply a moisturizer afterwards or another serum on top, we would always say to let the retinol sit on your skin for 20 minutes before applying your moisturizer, because it will kind of give the retinol a chance to get deep down into the skin. So in less expensive vitamin A or retinoid based products, you will notice that there's very little other ingredients that will help it to get deep down into the skin or to do anything else with the skin. So ordinarily we want our vitamin A and we want our retinol, but we would also love other ingredients to benefit the skin as well, or make our vitamin A work better for us. So in the image Total Ageless Retinol A Cream, you're getting your vitamin A, so your retinol, and you're also getting your glycolic acid. That's going to work like, it's going to act as a little bulldozer, creating those channels deep into the skin for the vitamin A to, encapsulated vitamin A to get deep down into the skin. And you also have your lactic acid in this as well. And your lactic acid is a bigger molecule, and it's going to hydrate the skin. And lactic acid comes from a milk enzyme, a milk acid, and it's going to help brighten the skin as well, but very mildly exfoliating. But this will make your vitamin A work a lot better for you. So as I've mentioned, I've spoken mostly today about retinol. So retinol is our stronger version of vitamin A, or retinoids. So if you're someone with a sensitive skin, for instance, and you normally completely avoid anything that has to do with retinol or vitamin A, if you feel like it's going to irritate and you just know, I'm sensitive and I know my skin will not like it, well, I have a product for you, and this is from Medicate, and this is the Crystal Retinol 1. So this is an encapsulated vitamin A, and if you can remember when I spoke about encapsulated, it just means that it has a protective shield around it, so it's managing to go deep down into the skin without irritating the surface layers of the skin. So you're avoiding that irritation, that peeling, that tightening. So this is a really gentle form for sensitive skins that's perfect for introductory. So the way we would get you to use this is on a clean, dry skin. You would use it twice a week for 2 weeks. You would use it every other night for the next block of 2 weeks. And then on your third block of 2 weeks, you would bring it up to using it every night. It also contains glycerin. It contains a stabilizing element in it that keeps the vitamin A doing what it should best. And it also contains vitamin E, which is your antioxidant that's going to protect from your free radicals, and it's going to help moisturize the skin as well. So I hope I've been able to explain the different types of, only a small percentage of the retinol products that we actually have on millies.ie and here in clinic. There are so many ingredients that go into retinol based products to help them stay active, that create better delivery systems for them. So it's not that you're just putting raw retinol onto the skin. A lot goes around making a vitamin A based product work really well for your skin, and it's not one size fits all. So if you have a particular skin type, or if you have particular skin questions, please make sure that you ask advice from your skin therapist or a professional that sells retinol. As always, we have our skin consultations, or we have our skin clinic here where you can book in skin consultations. So with using any vitamin A or any retinol or any active or any ingredient, in my opinion, don't forget that your next day, your number one ingredient is always going to be your SPF. So not only are we treating the skin and helping to change it, but we're always protecting it.